Welcome to 108 Gate. This is just Sagittarius reading. You may want to check your chart, see if you have Sagittarius in your chart and where it is. Other than that, Sagittarius, I hope you're well. We're changing the way I'm changing the way I'm doing the star zodiac signs on this channel. So we're doing it just randomly. The whole cycle will go through all the signs and then start again from the beginning of the cycle, just to make sure that you're actually getting your readings. And because there's a lot of changes happening on this end of the camera, so I want to keep it consistent by being inconsistent, if that makes sense. And it's kind of the energy that Sagittarius is struggling with at the moment. There are certain things that are coming into play that you're not used to dealing with in the way that it's asking you to, the way that it needs you to and wants you to. So you're kind of exploring a new space within. Usually Sagittarius is the external explorer, the one that goes out and takes those risks, take those journeys, adventures. But there's some kind of internal exploration, internal adventure here, which is asking you to do something which you're not used to. So it's going out of comfort zone, coming into a new comfort zone, easing into a new comfort zone. But because of it being internal, because of it being self-reflective, it might not be the easiest space for you to be. So let's see what this has got to say. Queen of Wands. So in your, let's get a Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine card as well for you, because it's asking for it. Queen of Wands is coming in with some kind of action going to be taken. There you go. Chariot confirming that. Some action being taken because you may have been spending a lot of time going this way and that way around certain things and not actually spending time on the internal the way you could have or should have. That's not saying that you are meant to have. It's just that there's certain things that are calling for your internal attention now. So it's asking that you do this with a perspective of, I haven't done it for a while, so I need to do this. So it's kind of like if you're taking inventory, you don't take inventory every day. Well, you don't do this kind of check every day, but it is asking now to get in touch with your emotions, get in touch with your internal dialogue, some kind of like stream of consciousness, feeling energy coming in. So we'll get a masculine card too. So in your feminine space, definitely feeling that there's emotional movement that's needed. And you've been on your, should we say, adventures and travels for so long externally, in the external world, in the external world, in the external world. There's a part there that's needing your attention internally. And that seems like I'm repeating myself, but the words is like there's a massive resistance to doing this internal world work. So again, we've got the moon. So you're asked to again, so it's both basically essentially saying in like your action to be taken is in your internal space, your emotions. Again, action to be taken, the forward movement is going to be when you connect with, attached to some kind of process, routine with emotional well-being. So this is your step forward, this is your source of evolution, your sense of evolution, your connection with your own evolution within yourself. So this resistance to it is the interesting part. Why are you resisting certain emotional connection to yourself? Why are you evolving in certain ways, but when it comes to emotional excuse me, emotional questions, you're going into a different space and you're avoiding that connection. So 2 of coins, it feels as though you're worried about it could go this way, it could go that way, but your focus has always been on it could go the wrong way, it could go the bad way, it could go the way that I don't want it to. So maybe this is where you need to shift your emotional involvement with yourself and actually looking at, well, if it went the correct way, which way would it go? If it was ideal, in my ideal situation scenario, how would I want it to go? Emotionally, how do I want to feel? Emotionally, how can I connect with a deeper sense of myself? Emotionally, how can I connect with others around me? So that emotional connection is really coming into the space of where you want to be more confident, where you want to be more beneficial to yourself and others, but mainly yourself first, because if you're not doing this for yourself, how are you going to do it for others? Interestingly, you've got 9 of Cups, so this is really, really heavy emotional work that needs to be done. It's definitely intentional emotional work that needs to be done. So with the Nine of Cups here, I see that this card as you have done the work, you have put the time in, you have done everything you need to do to achieve this Nine of Cups. So it's like if you start looking at this Two of Coins energy of, well, what if it turns this way, what if it turns that way, start looking in a more optimistic and hopeful kind of manner, looking in a, well, what if it goes correct, what do I ideally want to feel, how do I want to feel about this, how do I want to feel about that, and taking it into a lighter higher vibration, higher frequency space, and start being allow yourself to be more confident in this emotional space. And again, it just feels like I'm repeating the same sentence over and over again. There's a definite resistance. It's like you're having to remind, so the energy is feeling as though you, just because if it doesn't work the first time and you dip in your emotion, doesn't mean it's not going to work. It means that you've just been holding on to a particular kind of pattern, holding on to a particular kind of expectation for so long that it needs a bit of juggling. It needs some attention for it to be released and shift and change into something else. Now this has come out, it just came out as I was shuffling, so, and my throat is closing up. I don't know if you can hear it. So the Five of Cups is coming in. There's something around that regret. So if you haven't seen the past Sagittarius readings, definitely have a look at those, because it feels like they're linked. It does feel like you have a narrative running through your readings. It doesn't matter which month it's in. So you may want to look at the Sagittarius playlist and have a look at some of the readings that are actually there and see which titles draw your attention, because this has been going on for at least bare minimum the last two readings of this emotional torment that you've had, this emotional disconnect you've had from something that was precious to you. But it was that story of like not realizing until it was too late that something was actually special to you. It's not realizing until it's too late that you've actually threw away something of great value to you. But the lesson is learning that you've experience that kind of love, so you need to appreciate that kind of love and take the blessings that you had that kind of love at some point. So the Sagittarius energy right now, following on from that, has gone even deeper into that pain and anguish of what you've left. It's the thing about why did it go, how did you allow it to get to that situation that it left? How did you get to that situation that it's like, I'm not staying here? How did it get to that situation where you were so absorbed in and preoccupied with the external and what's happening over here and over there that you forgot to actually pay attention to what was happening internally? You may have had that attitude or the feeling or the thinking pattern of, if I don't look at it and I pretend it doesn't bother me and I behave as if it doesn't bother me, it won't bother me. This is a stark wake-up call of like, is it bothering you now? Like the emotional movement, emotions, like the choice of emotions. What are you going to do with it? And now the Five of Cups here of like, how long are you going to focus on those Three of Cups? It does feel like there's some satiation there. There does feel like there's some kind of licking wound, an enjoyment of the licking of the wound that's needing to change if you want to. That's the thing, that there's sometimes it's we get stuck in certain patterns and we've been there for so long and for so deep intensity, with such great deep intensity, that we get stuck in those situations, we get locked in those situations, and we don't know any different. So the effort to come out of there excuse me, is quite immense on some level. And if I'm feeling even partially of some of the energy that some of you may be feeling, if this is resonating with you, then this is a deep dive into some kind of sadness, grief, loss, intense loss. You really got loads of regret. Some of you with bitterness. There's a lot of negative energies that you could be doing energy work on and releasing yourself from this. Wow. Okay, so I would normally say I do Reiki sessions, remote Reiki sessions. I haven't said it for a long time, but this is a kind of situation where I'd advocate having some energy work done for you, because it's like you can't pull yourself out of your own hole. Right, we're going to get a card here and here just to see where, there you go, Hanged Man. And it's not upside down. You're stuck in this situation that is epitome of you can't get yourself out your own hole. You can't get yourself out the own problem that you created unless you take that step back, unless you take that courageous move to see the truth of what's been happening, see the truth of who you are. So, Saggy, you've got quite a journey to go on. So it's almost like as much as you went external, out, now you've got to go internally, in, which is quite a grand space. So again, take that movement, make that movement is what's going to make shifts and changes in your life. It seems so strong and so poignant, the message, that it's just keeps repeating itself. So when I said I keep feeling like I'm repeating myself, that's the energy of the actual message that's coming through for you now. Is repeating, and that's coming through with a sense of urgency. It's not deviating from the message. The definite message is you need to sort out your internal emotional connection with things. You need to sort things out, divvy them out, have a clearing, have a honest chat with yourself and figure out what's going out and shift these things. And it just, in different combinations, like wherever you go, it's literally feeling as though there's that same message again and again. So you may be feeling like it doesn't matter what you do right now, it doesn't matter where you go. You can go on holiday, you can go and move house, you can go and do this, you can go and do that, you can change your job, but all those changes keep bringing you back to that same message of you've got to sort your internal emotional stuff out. So with that, enjoy that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do hit that bell, and good luck with that, because it's not an easy energy to deal with. It's not an easy energy to be navigating, and I will be putting the link for date of birth now, the astro charts, because it's really important that you look at all aspects of your chart and figure out from there where is this energy influencing. If you have something in Sagittarius, then you can kind of figure out if that's influencing you or not, and then just see if you can work it out. And like it's like undoing the knots. You've created these knots, you've created these dense energies, these dense bubbles and dense attachments or connections or entanglements. So it's about dealing with that and then being able to have the wisdom and the knowledge and the information to untangle yourself from it with kindness, with love and compassion. So for now, with that, peace and love.